Chapter 3 Reproductive Health. You have learned about human reproductive system and its function. Chapter 2. Now let us discuss a closely related topic, reproductive health. What do we understand by this term? The term simply refers to healthy reproductive organ with normal functions. However, it has a broader perspective and includes the emotional and social aspects of reproduction also, according to the World Health Organization WHO. Reproductive health means a total well being in all aspects of reproduction, physical, emotional, behavioral, and social. Therefore, a society with having physical and functionally normal people and reproductive organs and normal emotional and behavioral interaction among them in all sex related aspects might be called reproductively healthy. Why is it significant to maintain reproductive health and what are the methods taken up to achieve it? Let us examine them. 3.1 Reproductive health problems and strategies. India was amongst the first country in the world to initiate action plans and programs at a national level to attain total reproductive health as a social goal. These programs, called family planning, were initiated in 1951 and were periodically assessed over the past decades. Improved programs covering wider reproduction related areas are currently in operations under the popular name Reproductive and Child Health Care RCH programs, creating awareness among people about various reproduction related aspects and providing facilities and support for building up a reproductively healthy society are the major tasks under these programs. With the help of audio, visual, and the print media, governmental and non governmental agencies have taken various types to create awareness among the people and the reproduction related aspects. Parents, other close relatives, teachers, and friends also have major role in the dissemination of the above information. Introduction of sex education in schools should also be encouraged to provide right information to the young so as discourage children from believing in myths and having misconceptions about sex related aspects. Proper information about reproductive organs, adolescence, and related changes, safe and hygienic sexual practices, sexually transmitted disease STDs, AIDS, etc., would help people, especially those in the adolescent age group, to lead a reproductively healthy life, educating people, especially fertile couple and those in marriageable age group, about available birth control option, care of pregnant mother, postnatal care of mother and child, importance of breastfeeding, equal opportunities for the male and the female child, etc., would address the importance of the bringing up due to uncontrolled population growth. Social evil like sex abuse and sex related crimes, etc., need to be created to enable people to think and take up necessary steps to prevent them and thereby build up a socially responsible and healthy society. Successful implementation of various action plans to attain reproductive health requires strong infrastructural facilities, professional expertise, and material support. These are essential to provide medical assistance and care to people in reproduction related problems like pregnancy, delivery, STDs, abortion, contraception, menstrual problems, infertility, etc. Implementation of better techniques and new strategies from time to time are also required to provide more efficient care and assistance to people. Statutory ban on amniocentesis for sex determination to legally check increasing months of female fertilized, massive child immunization, etc., are some programs that merit mention in the connection. In amniocentesis, some of the amniotic fluid of developing fetus is taken to analyze the fetal cells and dissolved substances. This producer is used to test for the presence of certain genetic disorders such as Down syndrome, hemophilia, sickle cell anemia, etc. Determine the survivability of the fetus. Research on various reproduction related areas are encouraged and supported by governmental and non-governmental agencies to find out new methods and or to improve upon the existing ones. Do you know that Saheli, a new oral contraceptive for the female, was developed by scientists and at Central Drug Research Institute CDRI in Lucknow, India. Better awareness about sex related matters, increased number of medically assisted deliveries, and better postnatal care leading to decreased maternal and infant mortality rates, increased number of couples with small families, better detection and cure of STDs, and overall increased medical facilities for all sex related problem etc., all indicate improved reproductive health of society. 3.2 Population stabilization and birth control. In the last century, an all round development in various fields significantly improved the quality of life of the people. However, increased health facilities along with better living condition had an explosive impact on the growth of population. The world population, which was around 2 billion in 1900, rocked to about 6 billion by 2000 and 7.2 billion in 2011. A similar trend was observed in India too. Our population, which was approximately 350 million at the time of our independence, reached close to the million mark by the 2000 and one, crossed 1.2 billion. In May 2011, a rapid decline in death rate and maternal mortality rate (MMR) and infant mortality rate (IMR), as well as increase in number of people in reproducible age, are probable reason for this. Through our reproductive health RCH program, through we could bring down the population growth rate. It was only very marginal. According to the 2011 census report, the population growth rate was less than 2%. 20,000 year 20 per thousand year, a rate at which our population could increase rapidly. Such as alarming growth rate could lead to an absolute scarcity of even the basic requirement food, shelter and clothing in spite of significant progresses made in those areas. Therefore, the government was forced to take up the serious measures to check this population growth rate. The most important step to overcome these problems to motivate smaller families by using various contraceptive methods. You might have seen advertisements in the media as well as the posters, bills, etc., showing a happy couple with the two children with the slogan "Hum do, hamare do." We too, our two. Many couples, mostly the young urban working ones, have even adopted one child norm. Statutory raising of marriageable age of the female to 18 years and that of the male to 21 years. And incentives given to couples with small families are two of the other measures taken to tackle this problem. Let us describe some of the commonly used contraceptive methods which help prevent unwanted pregnancies. An ideal contraceptive should be user friendly, easily available, effective, and reversible, with no or least side effect. It also should in no way interference with the sexual drive, desire, and or the sexual act of the user. A wide range of the contraceptive methods are presently available, which could be broadly grouped into the following categories, namely natural, traditional, barrier, IUDs, oral contraceptive, injectables, implants, and surgical methods. Natural methods work on the principle of avoiding chances of ovum and sperm meeting. Periodic abstinence is one such method in which the couple avoid or abstain from coitus from day 10 to 17 of menstrual cycle, when ovulation could be expected, as chances of fertilization are very high during this period. It is called fertile period. Therefore, by abstaining from coitus during this period, conception could be prevented. Withdrawal or coitus interruptus is another method in which the male partner withdraws his penis from the vagina just before the ejaculation so as to avoid insemination. Lactational amenorrhea, absence of menstruation. Method is based on the fact that ovulation and therefore the cycle do not occur during the period of intense lactation following parturition. Therefore, as long as the mother breastfeeds, the child fully chances of conception are almost nil. However, this method has been reported to be effective only up to maximum period of 6 months following parturition. As no medicines or devices are used in this method, side effects are almost nil. Chances of failure so this method are also high. In barrier methods, ovum and sperms are prevented from physically meeting with the help of barriers. Such methods are available for both males and females condoms. Are barrier made of thin rubber latex sheet that are used to cover the penis in the male or vagina and cervix in the female just before coitus so that the ejaculated semen would not enter into the female reproductive tract. This can be prevent conception. Nerose is a popular brand of condom for the male. Use of condom has increased in recent years due to its additional benefit of protecting the user from the contracting STIs and AIDS. Both the male and female condoms are disposable, can be self-inserted, and thereby gives privacy to users. Diaphragms, cervical caps, and vaults are the also barriers made of rubber that are inserted into female reproductive tract to cover the cervix during the coitus. They prevent conception by blocking the entry of sperm through the jelly through the cervix. They are reusable spermicidal creams, jellies, and foams are usually used along with these barriers to increase their contraceptive efficiency. Another defective and popular method in the use of intrauterine devices. These devices are inserted by doctors or expert nurses in the uterus through vagina. These intrauterine devices are presently available as the non-medicated IUDs, copper-releasing IUDs, CUT, copper 7, multi-load 375, and the hormone-releasing IUDs, progestasert, LNG20. IUDs increase phagocytosis of sperms within the uterus, and the copper ion release suppress sperm motility and the fertilizing capacity of the sperms. The hormone releasing IUD in addition make the uterus unsuitable for implantation and the cervix hostile to sperms. IUDs are ideal contraceptive for the females who want to delay pregnancy and or space children. It is one of the most widely accepted method of contraception in India. Oral administration of small doses of either progestogens or progestogens estrogen combination is another contraceptive method used by females. They are used in the form of tablets and hence are popularly called the pills. Pills have to be taken daily for a period of 21 days starting preferably within the first 5 days of menstrual cycle after a gap of 7 days during which menstruation occurs. It has to be repeated in the same pattern till the female desires to prevent conception. They inhibit ovulation and implantation as well as alter the quality of cervical mucus to prevent retard entry of sperms. Pills are very effective with less side effect and are well accepted by the female. Saheli is the new oral contraceptive for the female. Contains a non-steroidal preparation. It is a once a week pill with the very few side effects and high contraceptive value. Progestogens alone or in a combination with estrogen can also be used by females in injections or implants under the skin. Their mode of action is similar to that of pills, and their effective period are much longer. Administration of the progestogen estrogen combination or IUDs within the 72 hours of coitus have been found to be very effective or as emergency contraceptive, as they could be used to avoid possible pregnancy due to rape or casual unprotected intercourse. Surgical method also called sterilization are generally advised for the male partner as terminal method to prevent any more pregnancies. Surgical intervention blocks gamete transport and thereby prevent conception sterilization procedure in the male is called vasectomy, and that in the female tubectomy. In vasectomy, a small part of the vas deferens is removed or tied up through a small incision on the scrotum, where in the tubectomy, a small part of the fallopian tube is removed or tied up through a small incision in the abdomen or through vagina. These techniques are highly effective, but their reversibility is poor. It needs to be emphasized that the selection of suitable contraceptive method and its use should always be undertaken in consultation with the qualified medical professionals. One must also remember that contraceptives are not regular requirements for the maintenance of the reproductive health. In fact, they are practiced against a natural reproductive event. Conception pregnancy once is forced to use these methods either to prevent pregnancy or to delay or space pregnancy due to personal reasons. No doubt the widespread use of these methods have a significant role in checking and control growth of population. However, their possible ill effects like nausea, abdominal pain, breakthrough bleeding, irregular menstrual bleeding, or even breast cancer, though not very significant, should not be totally ignored. Medical termination of pregnancy (MTP). Intentional or voluntary termination of pregnancy before full term is called medical termination of pregnancy (MTP) or induced abortion. Nearly 45 to 50 million MTP are performed in a year all over the world, which accounts to one fifth of the total number of conceived pregnancy in a year. Whether to accept legalize MTP or not is being debated upon in many countries due to emotional, ethical, religious, and social issues involved in it. Government of India legalized MTP in 1971 with some strict condition to avoid its misuse. Such restriction are all the more important to check indiscriminate and illegal female feticide which are reported to be high in India. Why MTP? Obviously, the answer is to get rid of unwanted pregnancy either due to the casual unprotected intercourse or failure of the contraceptive used during coitus or rapes. MTPs are also essential in certain cases where continuation of pregnancy could be harmful or even fatal either to the mother or to the fetus or both. MTPs are considered relatively safe during the first trimester up to 12 weeks of pregnancy. Second trimester abortion are much more riskier. One disturbing trend observed in that majority of the MTPs are performed illegally by unqualified quacks, which were not only unsafe but could be fatal too. Another dangerous trend is the misuse of amniocentesis to determine the sex of unborn child. Frequently, in the fetus is found to be female. It is followed by MTP. This is totally against what is illegal. What is legal? Such practices should be avoided because these are dangerous both for the young mother and the fetus. Effective counseling on the need to avoid unprotected coitus and the risk factors involved in illegal abortion as well as providing more health care facilities could reverse the mentioned unhealthy trend. Sexually transmitted infections (STIs). Infections are infections or diseases which are transmitted through sexual intercourse are collectively called sexually transmitted infection or venereal diseases or reproductive tract infection. Gonorrhea, syphilis, genital herpes, chlamydiasis, genital wart, trichomoniasis, hepatitis B, and of course the most discussed infection in the recent year, HIV, leading to the AIDS or some of the common STIs. Among these, HIV infection is most dangerous and is discussed in the detail in chapter 7. Some of these infections like hepatitis B and HIV can also be transmitted by sharing injections, needles, surgical instruments, etc. The fetus to accept for hepatitis B, genital herpes and HIV infection properly. Early symptoms of the most of these are minor and include itching, fluid discharge, slight pain, swellings, etc. In the genital region, infected females may often be asymptomatic and hence may remain undetected. treated for long. Absence or less significant symptoms in the early stages of the infection and the social stigma attached to the STIs deter the infected persons from going for timely detection and proper treatment. This could lead to complication later, which include pelvic inflammatory diseases, PID, abortion, stillbirth, ectopic pregnancy, infertility, or even cancer of the reproductive tract. STIs are a major threat to a healthy society. Therefore, prevention or early detection and cure of these diseases are given prime consideration under the reproductive health care programs. Through all the persons are vulnerable to these infections, their incidence are reported to very high among persons in the age group of 15 to 24 years, the age group to which you also belong. There is no reasons to panic because prevention is possible. One could be free of these infection by following the simple principle given below. Avoid sex with unknown partner, multiple partner. Second, always try to use condom during coitus. Third, in case of doubt, one should go to qualified doctors for early detection and get a complete treatment if diagnosed with infection. 3.5 Infertility. A discussion on reproductive health is incomplete without a mention of infertility. A large number of couples all over the world, including India, are infertile. They are unable to produce children in spite of unprotected sexual cohabitation. The reason for this could be many physical, congenital diseases, drugs, immunological, or even physiological. In India, often the females is blamed for the couple being childless, but more often that not the problem lies in the male partner. Specialized healthcare units, infertility clinics, etc. could help in diagnosis and the corrective treatment of some of these disorders and enable these couples to have children. However, where such correction are not possible, the couple could be assisted to have children through certain special technique commonly known as assisted reproductive technology. In vitro fertilization, IVF fertilization outside the body is almost similar condition as that in the body, followed by embryo ET is one of such methods. In this method, popularly known as test tube baby program, over from the wife donor a female and sperms from the husband donor male are collected and are induced to form zygote under simulated conditions in the laboratory. The zygote or early embryo with up to 8 blastomere could be transformed into the fallopian tube GIFT zygote intrafallopian transfer, and embryos with more than 8 blastomere into the uterus IUT intrauterine transfer. To complete its further development, embryos formed by the fertile in vivo fusion of gametes within the female also could be used for such transfer to assist those females who cannot conceive. Transfer of ovum collected from a donor into the fallopian tube GIFT gamete intrafallopian transfer of another female who cannot produce one but can provide suitable environment for fertilization and further development is another method attempted. Intracytoplasmic injection ICSI is another specialized procedure to form an embryo. Infertility ceases either due to inability of male partner to inseminate the female or due to the very low sperm counts in the ejaculates could be corrected by artificial insemination AI technique. In this technique, the semen collected either from the husband or a healthy donor is artificially introduced either into the vagina or into the uterus. IUI intrauterine insemination of the female. Though options are many, all these techniques require extremely high precision handling by specialized professional and expensive instrumentation. Therefore, these facilities are presently available only in very few centers in the country. Obviously, their benefits is affordable to only a limited number of people. Emotional, religious, and the social factors are also deterrents in the adoption of these methods, since the ultimate aim of all these procedures is to have children in India. We have so many orphaned and destitute children who would probably not survive till maturity unless taken care of. Our laws permit legal adoption, and it is as yet one of the best methods of the couples looking for parenthood. Thank you.